And that's because car plants here in the U.S. heavily rely on parts from Canada and Mexico. And the way this works, explained by Olivia earlier today as well, is that these parts will go back and forth several times. Well, Major, great to be with you. I mean, the Premier has been vocal about this issue of automotive tariffs leading up to this announcement today about this pause. Basically, he says it's going to hurt people on both sides of the border. And essentially what that means is the price of these cars could skyrocket if the parts keep getting slapped with tariffs every time they cross the border. So
Trump just threatened to slap a 25% tariff on Canadian cars, and our northern neighbors aren't planning to take it lying down. They're cooking up what experts call a tit-for-tat response that could make American auto giants cry maple-flavored tears. Get this. Canada buys over 600,000 American-made vehicles every year, and they're ready to tax them so hard that Ford and GM might need a government bailout. Again, and that's not all. They're even threatening to turn off the oil and electricity taps. Looks like Grumpy Trumpy might have picked the wrong country to bully this time. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
Ford's government is already committed to applying a 25% surcharge on energy exports to New York, Michigan, and Minnesota. The head of the Canadian province of Ontario is, listen to this, threatening to cut off electricity exports to the United States. Premier Doug Ford says he will turn off the power supply to 3 U.S. states, this in protest of President Trump's recently imposed tariffs. So as I understand it, Ontario, largest manufacturer of car parts in Canada. What impact could this 30-day delay in the tariffs on those auto parts have?
Here's something most folks don't know. Canada buys over 600,000 American cars every year. That's right, our hockey-loving friends up north are our biggest car customers. But Grumpy Trumpy just had to mess with a good thing by threatening a 25% tariff on Canadian cars. Trump poking Canada is like poking a sleeping bear. A super polite bear with free healthcare that controls your light switch. And guess what? Canada isn't planning to just match Trump's 25% tariff. They might go even higher. That Ford F-150 Americans love so much, it could cost as much as a fancy Mercedes in Canada overnight. GM, Ford, and Tesla are absolutely freaking out right now. Wall Street experts say their stocks could drop by 15 to 20% if this trade fight happens. We're talking billions of dollars gone because Trump couldn't keep his mouth shut. For GM, Canada makes up almost 10% of their North American money. Ford and the company, formerly known as Chrysler, basically see Canada as their second home market. But here's the real scary part. Canada isn't just going after cars. They're looking at America's energy throat. Those friendly folks up north send us tons of oil, natural gas, and electricity. Some states near the border basically can't keep the lights on without Canadian power. Imagine Trump trying to explain to voters why their heating bills tripled because he wanted to sound tough. Last time Trump tried this tariff nonsense in 2018, Canada put tariffs on products made in Republican areas. They know exactly which voters to make angry. Will Canada's revenge tariffs actually hurt American car makers? History says yes. Canada knows exactly where to hit to make it hurt, and they've got plenty of economic bullets to do it. While Trump throws his tariff tantrum, Canada is quietly loading their economic gun. Remember when Trump said trade wars are good and easy to win? Let's check how that's going with his latest bright idea to attack. Checks notes. Canada? That's right, the country where people say sorry when you step on their foot. Trump's America First policy sounds awesome until America gets its butt kicked. The thing is, cars made in North America aren't just American or Canadian. Some parts cross the border 6 times before a car is finished. Trump throwing tariffs into this system is like tossing a grenade into a game of Jenga. Tesla's big plans for Canada? Toast. Their electric car sales up north? About to smash into a maple tree. And poor Elon really needs good news right now to keep Tesla's stock from crashing. The funniest part is how Trump brags about saving American jobs while possibly killing hundreds of thousands of them. Car industry experts warn this could wreck towns across Michigan and Ohio that depend on making cars. Canadian oil literally keeps America running. They're our #1 foreign oil supplier. Some states near the border get half their electricity from Canada. What happens when Canada slaps a Trump tax on that energy? Remember when Texas froze and people died because the power went out? Picture that happening in multiple states because Canada decided to jack up energy prices to get back at Trump. Regular Americans would get crushed too. New cars would cost more, used cars would follow, and heating your home might require a second mortgage in some places. Will Trump's America First plan blow up in our faces? Economic experts say this fight could cost billions and actually push more factories out of America. It's like Trump trying to save a drowning person by throwing them an anchor. What if I told you that the country famous for saying sorry could actually make parts of America go dark? Canada isn't just planning to hit back with car tariffs. They've got their finger on America's light switch too. Here's something most people don't know. Canada supplies about 52% of America's imported natural gas and is our biggest foreign oil supplier. They're basically America's utility company. Those polite Canadians have started hinting they might reconsider energy cooperation if Trump goes through with his tariffs. That's Canadian speak for, we might turn off your lights. States like Vermont, Maine, and parts of New York and Michigan get huge chunks of their electricity straight from Canadian power grids. They're sitting ducks if Canada decides to play hardball. Remember when Texas had that massive power failure in 2021? People died and billions were lost. Now imagine that happening because Grumpy Trumpy wanted to sound tough on trade. Canada's revenge plan has two main parts: hit our cars and hit our energy. It's like they're threatening to take away both our vehicles and the roads to drive them on. Canadian officials have privately hinted they might slap fees or limits on energy exports that would make Americans' bills go through the roof. American business groups are already freaking out, warning this trade war could wreck regional economies and cause energy shortages in the middle of winter. That's not exactly what voters want to hear. Could Canada actually cut off electricity to parts of the US? Absolutely. And while they probably wouldn't shut it down completely, they could make it so expensive that Americans would feel serious pain. So next time Trump calls Canada a national security threat, remember they're the threat that keeps your lights on, your house warm, and your car affordable. Maybe not the best country to pick a fight with? Starting a trade war with Canada shows Trump has the economic smarts of a potato. He's picking a fight with our biggest car customer, our top energy supplier, and the country that keeps our lights on. Genius move. While Trump plays tough guy on TV, Canada is quietly getting ready to punch America right in the wallet. They've done it before and won. Last time, they slapped tariffs on products from Republican areas, and the US backed down fast. So, when Trump brags about standing up to Canada, remember those polite maple syrup lovers could make our cars cost a fortune and our homes go dark. Maybe we should be nicer to our neighbors, eh?